Hey there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And we are going to be talking today about how you can build an intentional life and business. And in particular, we're going to be talking about Instagram likes and how there is rumors, allegedly, that the like feature could be going away. We're going to talk about what this means for you and your business in just a second. I want you to listen in because we have a quiz for you to take over at jenniferallwood.com/quiz that's going to help you to not be affected by things like whether or not Instagram gets rid of their likes.
We're going to talk today about Instagram, and I can tell you guys that I used to not love Instagram. By the way, this is podcast episode 144, if you want to tell all your friends. I used to not be a fan of Instagram, and in the last couple of years, as Facebook reach has really declined, and I haven't been able to figure out the Snapchats, I've really gotten to where I love Instagram. And we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about what started happening last week, which was that Instagram was rolling out the fact that they are turning off the like feature for a lot of accounts. So that's what we're going to talk about on the episode today, and what this means for you, what this means for you as a business person, what this means for you as a mom of children who are on the Instagrams and not doing business. And we're going to get to that in just a second. But first, I want to talk real quickly about Debbie from Frippery Frocks and Finery. I had to practice that. Okay, ready? Debbie has a business called Frippery Frocks and Finery. So it says, "Dear Jennifer and team, I want to let you know that you have blessed me beyond measure, and I love listening to you every week. It's a breath of fresh air that I need. I have really started to take action on my creative business so I can leave my full-time job. Thank you for being real every week." And so I just wanted to real quick give her a shout out, because Debbie took time to go over to iTunes and leave an actual review with her 5 stars. And Debbie, I thank you, and I just pray God's blessings over your business. So go find her at Frippery Frocks and Finery. So, okay, real quick, let's talk about Instagram real fast. First, I'm going to just talk real quickly about why I like Instagram right now. The reason I'm currently loving Instagram is because the reach is actually better on Instagram than what it is on Facebook. So for those of you who do not know, they are owned by the same people, managed by different people, but they are owned by the same people. And it was interesting because when Facebook first took over Instagram, I'm like, why are they trying to make the two almost feel the samey? Like they're trying to push you into doing the same things, and I didn't like that. And I also didn't love how they put Instagram and Facebook together on the Facebook Ads Manager, and I was like, no. I wish they'd keep things separate. But I kind of have this vision of how this is about to flesh out with the whole Facebook and the Instagram thing. And what I can tell you is, even though I have way more followers on Facebook, so at this point I have 360,000, I think, followers on Facebook, and 85,000 on Instagram. My followers on Instagram are much more engaged than my followers on Facebook. Now, part of this is because the reach is much better on Instagram than what it is on Facebook. So my reach right now on Facebook runs about 5 to 10%. If I can get 10% of my audience to see a post, yes, that's 36,000 of my 360,000 people to see a post, I'll feel like I just, winner, chicken dinner. I'll feel like I am on top of the world. But on Instagram, it's different. The reach for me is still about 30%. So even though I have less people, my reach goes further. In addition, I think that the people who are on Instagram, a lot of times they're a little more tech savvy, which means that when I go to sell something, the people who are following me on Instagram are more likely to buy than the people on Facebook. Well, why is this? Well, Facebook is really known, okay, moms, middle-agers, brace yourself, okay? I gotta give it to you like it's hot though. Facebook has the reputation of being the social media for middle-aged women. It really does. Instagram really has the reputation of being for more the millennials, for a little bit younger realm of people. And because they're a little bit younger, they've grown up in a world where all you do is swipe a card on the interwebs. They're not as hesitant to give out their credit card number. They're not as hesitant to give Facebook information. This is all they know. The 20 and 30s. They've grown up with this much more than what we have. So the little older age group is a little more hesitant to buy on the online space, and the little younger age group is really more ready to buy in the online space. So with that being said, my Instagram community is usually, they are cheaper for me to run Instagram ads to. It's cheaper to run ads to Instagram than it is to Facebook. I reach more of them, and they really are more compelled to buy. So for that reason, I like Instagram. Now, if you're not on Instagram, then this doesn't pertain to you at all, but I'd love to try to kind of twist your arm into getting on Instagram. So I'm liking Instagram for all of those reasons. I'm also liking Instagram because I'm never going to understand Snapchat. Listen, guys, I have a Snapchat account, and it's for one reason and one reason only, and that is to spy on my children. This is it. And it's to spy on my children's friends. And it's to spy on the kids of my friends, because it takes a village. It takes all of us to raise these kiddos. And so the only reason I have the Snapchats is for spying purposes. That's it. I don't understand the Snapchat. Both Ari and Ava like to take my Snapchat and do the filters. The filters are glorious. I wish that the other social medias would pick up on it. But I have zero desire to understand Snapchat on this side of heaven. Okay, with that being said, it's my understanding that Snapchat is all about like the short little videos, which is basically what Instagram stories are for. Okay, so Instagram stories right now are the equivalent of Snapchat stories, but for middle-aged people. I can understand Instagram stories. They make sense in my brain. They have designed the app for those of us who are, over 15 years old, and they make sense to me. And so I enjoy Instagram stories, and I watch a lot of Instagram stories. So I am currently digging Instagram. Last week, or perhaps it was even the week before, it's all running together, Instagram came out with an announcement that it is going to begin hiding likes. And so people started screenshotting, the different articles and sending them to me in the DMs on Instagram. And what do you think? What do you think? And, I coach thousands of women every month on how to build their social media in my inner circle. And so they were asking there, what do you think? And here is what I think, okay? I am 0% moved by the fact that Instagram may be getting rid of their likes. Like, that bothers me zero. And I think part of it is because I have never measured my success. Cue the dogs. That would be the FedEx delivery. Chris, I'm sorry if you want to edit that out. Great. If not, people in real life have Amazon Prime delivery, so feel free to leave it. Lola and Stella, they sound like killers, don't they? But I have always measured my success on Instagram by something other than likes. So I measure it by impact. I measure a lot of times what I put on something on Instagram, and I'm talking about a post in the feed. I'm not talking about the stories and things. I'm talking about a post in the feed. And if you don't know what the feed is, it's when you log onto Instagram and then you put your finger in the middle of the screen and you swipe up. That's the feed. The little round circles across the top are the stories, and the little round circles below, if you're on my account, that are in the middle of the screen, those are highlights. So it's really important that you understand all the different places of Instagram. Also, there's a place on Instagram where you can watch just my IGTVs, which are videos less than 10 minutes long. Okay, so there's lots of different places that Instagram wants you to interact with your followers. But back to the likes. I've never watched my likes. I have never looked at likes on a post. I measure my success on impact, and I can usually determine impact by the number of people that comment or the number of people that share. So when people are like, Jen, what do you think of Instagram getting rid of their likes on the post? I'm like, I don't even watch the likes on the post the way it is, so I don't care at all. Now, it's my understanding that they're rolling this out slowly, that they have first rolled it out to, in Australia, they're testing getting rid of the likes, in Canada, in Italy. If they are testing in the United States, it apparently has already been rolled out to people. So if you continue to look at your Instagram and you're like, nope, my likes are still there every day, friend, use that time a little more wisely, because I don't know that you're even going to see it. So Instagram has said that the reason that they're getting rid of the likes is they're trying to make Instagram like a safer place for people, trying to make it a place where people aren't comparing, she got 200 likes, I got 20, where there's not so much FOMO that so-and-so had a party and they had all these likes on it. And they want to make Instagram a place of more genuine connection. So the only deep thought I have about Instagram getting rid of likes, well, I have two, and one of them pertains to my kids and the other one pertains to business, because otherwise I don't care. I will say this, I like the idea of them getting rid of the likes in terms of my kids, because I know with children who, yes, my boys have a sneaker flipping business on Instagram. You can find them at KCMO Kicks. That's a shameless plug for them. And I don't see it with them as much running a business in terms of, did this pair of Nikes get a lot of likes, or did this pair of Nikes get a lot of likes? Did these Yeezys get it, or did these Butters? Side note, I know nothing about sneakers. My boys don't listen to my podcast, but one of their friends, Alex, listens to my podcast. And so Alex, tell the boys that I just like to jack with them, and every pair of Nikes that comes out, I just ask them, are those the Butters? Nike put out one pair of Nikes ever that were called Butters, and they were like light yellow, and I thought it was kind of cool, and now it's the only thing I know. And also I think the word Yeezy is just dumb. It's like, is it cheesy? Is it easy? No, it's Yeezy. Like, what is that? I know I'm 49, but help a girl out. That just... Yeezy, it's not even a real word. Anyhow, Nike, God bless you. Okay, so the boys running an Instagram account for business is not that big of a deal. But I will tell you, having a daughter who is on TikTok, because you don't stop, she is very motivated by likes. And as her mom, I highly dislike that. Mom, I got 43 likes on this video. And I'm like, Ava baby, who cares how many likes you get? Did you feel good doing it? Did you feel like you were putting out something fun into the world? Was it respectful? Did you get any good engagement back? Were people like, hey, Ava, that was so fun. That was amazing to watch. Or you're, adorable or whatever. Because I don't want her to be motivated by likes. And unfortunately, I think there's a lot of grown-ups who are still in that same mindset of measuring success by the yardstick of likes. And if that's what you're measuring success by, you're measuring it all wrong. Friends, listen to me. I have essentially 360,000 likes on Facebook. I have 360,000 people who have said, Jennifer, we like your Facebook page. So we like you and we like your content. There are people with 1/100th of my following who are making millions and millions of dollars more than I am every year in the online space. So please never confuse likes with income or likes with impact, because neither of them have any reflection on one another. So how do I feel about Instagram hiding the likes? I feel zero. I don't feel at all. I could care less. But I do think that it perhaps is a good idea for some of the younger generations who are still trying to figure out how to grow up in a world where social media is everywhere. This is the first generation of like the kids I'm raising who've had social media in their life since the time they were little. And I think that we are in a really interesting time. I was I feel like I'm just going to go off on some major rabbit trails here. So if you're listening to the podcast and you're like, I just can't even with her today in the rabbit trails, look, I get it. Feel free to subscribe off now. I was talking to a woman that does therapy a while back. She's in the mastermind that I'm in. And we were talking about how when I was young and had kids in my early 30s, so our oldest Noah is getting ready to turn 18. So we've got 16, almost 18, and almost 12, and the new little one who is 4. Social media wasn't a thing. So we were talking about how mothers, this is a fascinating idea that she had, by the way. We were talking about how mothers, before social media, when their babies would need to eat and they would be nursing their babies or giving them a bottle, that there's this great bonding thing that happens. Like you've got the baby in your arms and you're feeding the baby. And if you're a mom, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a lot of eye contact that happens during that time. If that eye contact doesn't happen during those really young days, months of a baby's life, there's like this detachment thing that happens in their mind. We've actually had to do some therapy with our newest daughter, Ari, who is 5, because of some of that detachment. It's very difficult for those kids to hold eye contact. If that eye contact is not really strong when they're a baby, you can see that kind of come back up later on in some detachment things and some inabilities to bond in a really strong way. So this therapist and I were talking about how when I had my babies and, was nursing them at 3 a.m, God bless you, Noah, but you were the worst, how there would just be a lot of eye contact, or I'd turn on infomercials and I'd see, Celine Johnson doing Pilates or Payo in the middle of the night. But basically I was just staring at my baby's face. Now, the women that are having babies, there's social media. And so while they are nursing their babies or propping up a bottle, so many of the moms have the baby in one arm and they have the phone in the other, and they're on social media. And she was talking about all the studies that have been done that are showing that when this is present in a baby's life, that how this is going to show up later on and what this is doing to the psyche of our babies because we're on social media all the time. How did I get on that rabbit trail? I don't even know. Oh, because this is the first generation. We are raising the first generation that's been around since they've never had any days of their life really without social media. And so what do I think about Instagram likes going away? I could care less, but I do kind of like it for my kids because I'm trying to discern how to raise my children with a healthy awareness and a healthy usage of social media. And let me just tell you, we don't have it nailed yet. Not even close, not even kind of, sort of. And these are tricky times. So back to the Instagram likes. The sky is not falling. It's the wrong metrics to be watching if you are watching the likes, honestly. And so how is it going to impact your business was the second question I keep getting. If you are somebody who is concerned about Instagram doing away with the likes. And here's what I need to say to that, okay? And by the way, for those of you who are like, how will I even know? Do I need to keep checking my Instagram account? No. When you log on one day to your Instagram and you open it on your phone, there's just gonna be a message at the top that's like, hey, yo, we're testing you to see what happens with getting rid of the likes. And it's basically just gonna say like, Susie Q and others like your post. Susie Q and others have viewed your video, but it's not going to say Susie Q plus 1,406 people have watched. Does that make sense? It's a really subtle change, honestly. But since people kept asking me what I think about it, I felt like, let me just do a podcast. Okay, so you're going to get that message at the top of your screen. The likes are really just a vanity matrix. They honestly are. And I think that as a business owner, here's how it could affect you. If you are someone who is currently making money online by being an online influencer, meaning that one of the ways you make money is by being an affiliate for Reward Style, being an affiliate for Amazon. You use the swipe up feature like it's your best friend, sending people to, Nordstrom's to buy a piece of clothing and you make a commission off that. Sending people to this paint store and you make a commission off of the paintbrushes. Like if that is your major way of making income, it could affect you somewhat. But the people that I think it will really affect are the people that get paid for sponsored content. So this means that you're an influencer in the online space and you have companies like the At Home Store, Pier 1, Hobby Lobby, companies like that who are paying you to show their product on social media. And the way you know that somebody's being paid is if they do hashtag sponsored or hashtag ad, which by law they're supposed to do. And so if you see people doing that, then they're making their money by companies contacting them and saying, hey girl, I see that, you've got a lot of followers. I see they love what you're doing. I'd love for you to promote this water bottle. So they go on and they promote the water bottle. It's going to be harder and harder for the water bottle company to determine like how far the reach is on those posts if it only says that the post was liked by Susie Q and others, if it doesn't say by Susie Q and 1,400 others. Does that make sense? And if for those of you who are like, I don't even understand what she's talking about, sponsored content and affiliate income, listen, there are 7 different ways that you can make money in the online space. And if you haven't taken my quiz yet to figure out what the 7 ways are and which one would be a good fit for you, you can, as soon as we're done with this podcast, you can go to jenniferallwood.com/quiz. It's a really fun little quiz. It takes maybe 7 minutes of your life. And it basically just tells you the 7 different ways of making money online and which one you should start with first. And so a lot of people, their number one way of making money online is either through sponsored content with other companies paying them or through affiliate income with companies like Hobby Lobby, Nordstrom's, Target, Home Depot, Big Sexy Hair products, like all of those products pay people to promote them. Does that make sense? Those people may see a little dip in business because it will be a little bit harder if this rolls out to everybody for companies to determine if a project with an influencer was a success or not. Gosh, I hope that makes sense. I want to go just one step deeper though, and in talking about this lights and tell you what I think that it really could be an indication of. Okay, so yes, I think Instagram's trying to make it a safer place. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I think Instagram's trying to make it so it's not so much competition. Yes, it could affect some people in business. I don't think it'll be huge though. But what I really think Instagram is doing is I think Instagram is making a subtle push. Okay, listen to what I'm saying here, because I think if you get this, it's gonna be an aha moment for you. I think Instagram is taking something away from the Instagram feed with the like count in order to push people to be like, I'm so annoyed with the feed. Let me just go do stories and let me just go do IGTV. That's what I think the real deal is. I think Instagram is in a subtle way positioning it as we're doing this for your benefit. And I do think it is for our benefit. But I think really what Instagram is doing is trying to get people to quit using the feed as much as to be using the stories and the IGTV. Did you know that I have heard a statistic that over 75% of all Instagram users right now watch the stories more than they go to the feed. And again, the feed is like what you're using your finger to swipe up and down on. The stories are the round circles at the top of the people that you watch the most. If you don't watch my Instagram stories, I'm sad for you. You'll have to come watch. It's a lot of like behind the scenes, personal things, funny tidbits, pictures of Mr. Magic in his, spandex outfits. Anywho. But I think that's what Instagram is doing. I think Instagram really wants people to use IGTV more, and I think they really want people to be watching stories more than the feed. And so they're making a subtle shift so that people are kind of going to veer off into another direction. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So the moral of the story here is this. If you're worried about Instagram eventually hiding your likes, you're worried about the wrong thing. The sky is not falling. Instagram's not going anywhere. Everything's fine. The world is fine. Life is fine. Okay. But I think that we really need to focus mostly on the fact that you need to diversify all the things, because Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Pinterest, TikTok, they're all going to keep changing things, friends. They will all continue they're never just going to be like, you know what? And now we are happy with the Instagrams and leave it alone. They're never going to leave it alone. Never. And so if you've gotten to a place where you feel like you've learned it all, honey, you haven't. I love you, but I'm learning every single day about social media. And so I think one of the things we can take away as smart, savvy marketers and business owners is we have to be learning constantly. We have to be flexible. My pastor says, blessed are the flexible. I think it's blessed are the peacemakers, but blessed are the flexible. So we need to learn how to be really flexible and how to be bendy in what we're willing to, learn and adapt to on the social media, and not put everything into one basket. If you are putting all of your energy and focus into Instagram, first of all, there's a very dangerous position to be in. You need to be doing at least one other social media really, really well. Because if Instagram's ever like, ooh, I don't know about Susie. She just, violated X, Y, Z. And by the way, it's not a real life human being making that call. It's an algorithm that, I can't even spell algorithm. So how the heck would I try to tell you what it is? But it's automated. If ever you were to lose your Instagram, then what are you going to do? So the moral of the story is this. Number one, don't put all of your eggs in Instagram's basket or Facebook's basket or any basket. Okay? Please be wise enough in your business to be doing more than one social media. That's number one. Number two, if you are only making money one way online by being an influencer or by doing sponsored content, please diversify your revenue streams. That's the other moral of the story. Go to jenniferallwood.com/quiz and it will tell you all the 7 of the different ways of making money online. And it will also show you which ones are a best fit for your personality, your business, and where you want to go with your business in the future. But at the end of the day, I remember that post. Do you guys remember this post on Instagram? And it was like a picture of an egg. And I think they actually had an account started for the egg. And that egg got over 10 million likes in like a 24-hour period or something. If that's how you're using Instagram, just to see how many likes you can get, yes, it may affect you to some degree. But for the majority of us, it's going to affect us not. And so don't worry about it. Keep on keeping on. The thing with social media is we are in this as a marathon. This is not a sprint, babe. This is not a sprint. And they will constantly be changing the rules of the marathon. And we just got to keep on keeping on. So if you're not on Instagram, you're not using the stories in IGTV yet, I encourage you to really dig deep into those couple of things and worry less about the feed, because I really do believe that's where the overall platform is going.
Hey friend, thank you so much for watching. I'd love it if you liked this video and if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. This way you don't miss any new content when we do come up with it. So we would love it if you guys checked out that quiz at jenniferallwood.com. And if you are a woman who loves the Lord and who loves business, have you checked out my Equipped Women's Conference yet? You can go to equippedbizconference.com. That's equippedbizconference.com. We have tickets are for sale for the conference in Kansas City in April. We have an incredible lineup of speakers who love business, who also love Jesus. I would love to meet you there. Thanks.